The third and final quote to open this book is taken from the Yuma Daily Sun, published on June 13th, 1982. Clark, who led last year's expedition to the Afar region of northern Ethiopia, and UC Berkeley colleague Tim D. White also said that a re-examination of a 300,000-year-old fossil skull found in the same region earlier shows evidence of having been scalped.
It is hard not to focus solely on the brutality of the content sprawled all throughout Blood Meridian. And when reading these horrific descriptions of massacre, there is a weird foreign lust that keeps your eyes moving across the page, like watching a car crash and not being able to simply close your eyes. But obviously, this book has much more to offer than just scenes of brutality against the Apaches, or frankly, anyone with a scalp that can pass as one. No. Blood Meridian is an exploration through a lost world matching teas of the Old Testament, and the fallen souls that roam the deserts for the taste of mindless violence. To add on, there are many videos covering Blood Meridian in depth, spanning hours of lore and introduction. So if you haven't read Blood Meridian and are not planning to, I would definitely watch one of these first to get you caught up to speed. So, from this point forward, I'll be talking about the book as if you are familiar with the ins and outs of it. And basically, just to sum up this video, it's just a mess. If we're just gonna use one word, it's a mess. It's just ranting and theorizing about the philosophy of this, like, amazing work, this amazing book. So, I hope you enjoy.
Alright. Take one. To start, work is antagonist to play, which play is noble and is intertwined with desire, not obligation. In my previous video, I quoted the book with, "Before man was, war waited for him." The judge, whose talks become far more frequent in the later pages of the book, relates war to play, for war is the ultimate method and game. You get killed or walk home drenched in the defeated, the inferior. This amplification of wager, to rest your life in fate and to become utterly insane, stretches play to the furthest extent just before it snaps, enticing to man. The judge gives an analogy to explain his point. He knows too that the worth or merit of a game is not inherent to the game itself, but rather in the value of that which is put at hazard. Games of chance require a wager to have meaning at all. Games of sport involve the skill and strength of the opponents, and the humiliation of defeat and the pride of victory are in themselves sufficient stake, because they inhere in the worth of the principles and define them. But trial of chance or trial of worth, all games aspire to the condition of war, for here that is wagered swallows up game, player, all. The judge lives in play. The whole gang does. It is in their trade. Further down the page, the judge ends the monologue by saying, "War is God, but the judge is the devil. The judge is a child, and the judge is a pedo." To conclude, the judge seems to be the embodiment of war, a lover to participate in the strange dance that is instinctual to every man. The judge, he says that he'll never die, and the judge lives to play. Because after man was, the judge lived dancing. And what is this dancing in the judge's final monologue? This conversation with the man of dance and death, after the bear bleeds to death while dancing, and before the judge himself mutilates the man in the jakes. In fact, the very book ends with the judge playing the fiddle while simultaneously dancing impossibly fast among the whores and fallen men in a fog of tobacco. The dance, an invitation to the ritual, a false blood sacrifice of the bear that the judge communicates directly to the man's face. The false blood sacrifice, the false dance, the prelude to the killing of the man, the eternal dance where the judge repeats those famous phrases. He never sleeps, and he says he'll never die. He's the devil himself, and the priest knew it. Tobin did. And now he dances with no clock. To sort of explain this devil theory, I guess right away in the beginning of the book, our introduction to the judge when he's in that tent revival thing, the Reverend Green, after the judge bears false witness to the Reverend Green, saying he did all these horrible things, which I don't really even know if I want to repeat because it's kind of gross. The Reverend Green says, here he is, the devil himself, basically. Second example, when the judge meets the gang, when they first encounter him, he's on the rock, middle of nowhere with nothing. It's like he was waiting for them. Anyway, the story where he goes up to the mountain, makes gunpowder, it's the same story that's in Paradise Lost. And finally, the thing where he meets the man, and the book says the judge looked like he hasn't aged a day. And by this point, it's been 10 years since the kid has last seen the judge. By the way, we don't see him sleeping at all in the book. On top of that, there's that one section of the book where he was on top in the rain with thunder and stuff, reading poetry or something, naked in the dead of night. That's weird already. I know some other people say that the judge could be a symbol for Mars, the Greek god of war, which, the judge and war, it's kind of their whole thing. The Greek god of war was also known to be a nimble dancer, so there's that little fun fact there. But to get on with my ramblings here, to speak more reasonably about the purpose of this dance, the judge directly compares it to the previous monologue on war. The judge lives to dance, and it's surrealism. The dance, the play that brings man and beast to accordance. There's no difference, for the bear would dance quicker facing certain death and pain and hell. The judge knows him. War and dance. A revival of ecstasy after bloodshed, or a blood sacrifice, as the judge describes. The pride of victory and explosive movement that it inspires. A sick joy devoid of morals that the judge understands far too, well. In fact, the world of Blood Meridian understands this too well. Look at the murder of Black Jackson, which is followed by the Yumas crazed with dance and joy surrounding the corpse to kill a man. Seen as a commonality in Blood Meridian, this pocket of hell, seemingly ignorant to the rays of God, a necessary taboo that separates our civilization from debauchery and animals, is to kill a man justified in justice. Is it moral to kill a man for killing a man? A sick, disgusting thing revenge is, an antagonist to mercy. Because to react with evil is still evil. To kill a man. To dance.